Okay, my people, this is another live stream I've set up. Hopefully the sound will be okay, and I am back on point. Yes, back on point. Yes, we'll wait to see if we get a few people come through, and then we'll start again. Hopefully, I think the sound will be back on point. I've had that before. Initially, that was my mistake, because when I done the live, I did not press go live, and I was talking to myself for about 10 minutes. It's quite interesting, actually. It was quite interesting, but now I am back online. And yeah, good evening to Mishi. Nice to see you. I had a technical hitch with my previous live. I've just set this one up because I never pressed the go live button. I was talking to myself for about over 10 minutes. Then I got a phone call to tell me that I wasn't live. Nobody could hear me, but that messed the sound up. That seems to mess the sound up on the phone, you know, when you're doing it on the phone. So you can hear me okay, Mishi, can you? Just to get some feedback on that, because that was that was a dog's dinner, the way what happened previously, yeah. Yeah, so I've done the live. I forgot to press the go live button, and I'm speaking to myself for over 10 minutes. It might even be longer. Then I get a phone call saying, "Where are you?" I said, "Well, I'm on the live. I'm talking away doing a live." And they're going, "What? We cannot hear you." I hadn't pressed the live button. So, and then when I got the phone call to alert me that I wasn't actually live, yeah, I wasn't live. What happens is it nobbles the sound on my phone, you know, like 'cause I'm doing this on the phone. So, but I think I have cured that. I think everything is live, loud and clear. And good evening again, once again. Thank you, Mishi. Thank you very much for that wonderful feedback. Good evening to the Stevie Boy Billings from the wonderful city of Dublin in the Emerald Green Isle. Good evening to the Chris M. Nice to see you, Guy. Hope all is well wherever you are. Yeah, hope everything is all good in the hood. Yeah, this the title of this live stream. Yeah, YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. Well, look, I'm not a guy who professes to have psychic abilities or anything like that. I haven't got a crystal ball, and I do not look into the future. And I haven't got any sort of supernatural talents, you know, like when I say that I am sort of, you know, in contact with spiritual things and all that, you know, the actual grapevine where I can see into the future. No, but I have got a knack to having my finger on the pulse where, you know, you've just got an intuition that you're on the same wavelength when news items come up and all that. And lo and behold, oh yeah, good evening, Peggy. Everything is all hunky-dory now. Everything is hunky-dory. Yeah. What happened today is, lo and behold, my intuition is actually kicked in. I've just had this article, yeah, this article, some guy, the first guy in England and Wales. Well, when I say first guy, the first offender, criminal offender of flashing on social media platforms, exposing himself, has been collared and sentenced to 66 weeks in prison. He will do half of that. He will do 33 weeks, and he will do 33 weeks with tag and, you know, like an electronic tag. And also on top of that, he is recipient of 15 years on a special list, a special list for sexual predators. Yeah, I don't know the exact terminology for that list, but they did say something about 15 years he cops on a list to keep their eyes on this guy. Now, this guy, right, he's the first one to get done. Now, what I'm saying, this is what I'm going to say on YouTube, right? If you've got a YouTube channel at the minute, yeah, just like I've got this one, and I'm doing a live stream. Well, if I say I'm going to put the link out during this live stream, yeah, I'm not going to start namby-pambying about going, oh, I've got to be careful about porn bombers. What I'm saying is if somebody comes onto this channel, yeah, I'll put the link out, yeah, and they come onto the channel, I'm not going to start saying I'm putting up banners and who are you? Are you a porn bomber? No, that is a criminal offence. It has been clarified today by the courts. It's a crackdown. And if anybody was to happen to carry out a porn bombing, put up sort of that type of material on the channel, you know, if I put the link out, somebody done an act of porn bombing, which would be classified as a criminal offence, I am going round to the police station to report it. I'll say to YouTube, oh, by the way, keep this live stream and all that, because while I was doing a live stream today, somebody carried out a criminal offence, a sexual offending criminal offence, and I'm going to the police as a citizen to report. I'm reporting a crime. So if anybody wants to jump on the channel and carry out a sexual offending criminal crime by porn bombing, they will be getting reported to the police. YouTube will be secondary because what they will have to be dealt with by the police and the courts. They will have to be dealt with by police and the courts. And for all these numpties and dafties out there that are into this subculture genre about, oh, grassing, let me tell you something. I have got no qualms whatsoever in reporting a sexual offender to the police. I've got no qualms whatsoever. I think it would be my duty as a citizen to go post haste to the police station and report the crime. So if anybody wants to jump on here on this channel and try, they would carry it out because I wouldn't be able to read into the future. But if they actually committed the crime, they will be getting reported to the police. And let me tell you what happens then when they get reported to the police, like, because I'm going to develop the theme of this live stream. Stalkers, YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. What happens then is they're probably thinking, well, I've got a VPN and I've got a false account, you know, like a troll account, right? It don't matter, you will be traced. VPNs, yeah, are worth the paper they're wrote in. Throw them in the bins. When it comes to the IT police technicians, the IT and the cyber police, VPNs are nothing. They don't deter them. They can crack anything and track you down. So what you'll do is your VPN's not going to keep you safe, yeah? Your VPN and your false account's not going to keep you safe. You will be tracked down. Now, whether you opened up your false account somewhere like an internet cafe or somewhere where you think I'll use some other computer or whatever, that will be traced to there, and they will check for the CCTV. They will check the CCTV of the internet cafe, just for an example, and they will look at the times, dates, places, and they will catch you. So don't think that you are above the law. The cyber police are on the case. 100%. Let's go on to, let's just develop this. I must have a sip of coffee. I just spilled my coffee in between the technical hitch, but everything is hunky-dory. Oh, that's nice. Right. Oh, the other thing as well, like let's develop this theme a bit more about YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers. Well, you know, like I just said, I've got my finger on the pulse. I predict in the next 6 to 8 weeks, yeah, and I'm not going to mention any names or nothing, but just people can just look about on this YouTube community. corner or whatever you want to call it. And there is no doubt in my mind that some people are going to probably be dragged off screaming to the big house. The big house. Yeah, that's a terminology for a prison, for stalking, YouTube stalking, yeah, and law breaking. Law breaking. Let me tell you something else about this thing. People should be very, very careful now that the crackdown is happening. The crackdown is up and running at the moment, and it is a new regime, a new ball game on the YouTube and social media platforms. If anybody looks and reads into that, you know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm talking about the legislation, the laws that have been passed. People aren't aware of it. There is a massive crackdown, and especially up in Scotland. There is a crackdown. They're a bit far ahead of us because they have separate laws in Scotland. They are one jump ahead, and they are in the driving seat. But what's going to happen? I predict in the next 6 to 8 weeks, probably on this corner community of YouTube, whatever you want to call it, a couple of people are probably going to get dragged off, crying and screaming to the big house. Yeah. And what I would say to people out there is as well, like, you know these people in general and all different channels and all that are getting into little bits of ding dongs. You know, when they're giving it verbals back and forth verbals. You want to be very, very careful about thinking that what you say on YouTube, yeah, is a fantasy world. It's a fantasy world. You can say what you like and it doesn't matter. Well, I'm sorry to say to you, civil society and law and order is the rules of the land. You cannot go on YouTube and say and do what you like and think that you are not accountable, that you are above the laws and norms of civil society and law and order. Law and order prevails. Law and order prevails, and you will feel the iron fist in the velvet glove. Yeah, the people will feel the iron fist in the velvet glove as it pounds down upon them, and they find the wrath of law and order standing before the judge in the court. Yes, standing before a judge, you will see people quivering, quaking in their boots. And I predict over the next 6 to 8 weeks, probably on this corner community of YouTube, that there's going to be about a couple of people at least dragged off and screaming to the big house, to the big house. I mean, I'm going to do another live stream, yeah. I'm going to do a live stream when I'm going to thing me out the, the tariffs and sentences for cyber crimes. And I am going to show you in the next live stream the sort of time spans that people can expect to get when they go before the judge for cyber crimes. And the sort of crimes that we are concentrating on at the moment are stalking, yeah, YouTube stalking, and doorstepping. Yeah, let us just talk about YouTube stalking and doorstepping. So say, for example, you have people on this YouTube, right? And they're going back and forth, giving it a bit of verbals. We'll just say, two hypotheticals, right? There's two hypothetical people, and they are going back and forth, giving it the verbals. Then somebody, one or the other says, I am going to come to your door. I am going to come to your door, yeah? And that is outside the realms of verbals on YouTube, that somebody goes to somebody's door, like outside their door or to where they live. That is classed as stalking and harassment. That is stalking and harassment. And if it is found that a person actually does that, that carries quite a lengthy sentence. That is quite a lengthy custodial sentence, that is, for stalking and harassment. When somebody says, I'm going to go to your front door, yeah, I'm going to turn up, and they actually turn up, and it is all captured. It could be captured. I'll tell you how the way that the police would investigate an incident like that, and how they would capture the offender. Yeah, this is how they do it. Yeah, right. So somebody does that. Just say, well, just for the sake of the exercise of this live stream, let me explain that to you. Right. So two people are arguing on YouTube, and then one says, "I am going to come to your door. I'm going to come to your door." Right. Right. The other person is like, "Oh, I'm a bit frightened," say, for example. Hypothetically, they might not be, but frightened. "Oh, I've got like family here and somebody's going to come to my door." And like they feel threatened. Yeah, they feel like they're getting stalked and harassed. So the person turns up to their door to stalk and harass them. Yeah. Then they do a runner. Say they do a runner. How do they get caught? How do they get caught? I'll tell you how they get caught. Like, with cyber police, all the tools at their hand, this is how they would go about it. The police would turn up on the doorstep, yes, say to the person that the crime has been made against, "What happened?" "Oh, somebody from YouTube came up here and they were stalking and harassing me outside of my front door." "Okay, who do you think it is?" They might say, "Well, I think it's this or that, somebody from YouTube." Right, then they start looking into things. Okay, what do? They start looking for, like doorbell cameras in the vicinity, like the street, knocking on doors. This is a police investigation. Watch this. The police are knocking on the doors of the neighbours. Have you got a doorbell camera? Have you got any CCTV? Yes. Oh, yes. Can we, could you check? They'll know what time that the person turned up. Can you check round about this time scale and let us know if you've got anything on your camera? And can we have a copy of that? Can we, please? "Oh, yes, officer," says the neighbour. "Yes, officer." So they check out for doorbell cameras and CCTV in the vicinity. They then check with the description and the information from the complainant who has been, the criminal offence has been made against, on their door. They say, "I think it is so-and-so," and then they start looking for car registrations. You know this thing called APR or NPR? I don't know the exact letters, but they will look for registrations of cars and say, to see if the offender who has came to the doorstepping, yes, harassing and stalking and harassing, have got to the destination by car. They will look for the registration on the system, on the database, right? Yes, they will look for the system on the database. They will then, if they do ascertain that the suspect had indeed been in the location, they will start looking at the smartphones, cell phones, as the Americans call them, the devices, and they will check to see where they were on that day, how they got there. Did they travel there from A to B? They will use ping triangulation. Yeah, triangulation. You'll be able to tell exactly where they were all through the day leading up to the doorstepping. Yeah, and if the suspect thought that they could use the app, like a ping app that masks their tracking, well, it don't work with the cyber police. They've cracked all that. They're one step ahead. They are one step ahead. So they will be electronically tracked and everything. They will have all informations on the stalking, the YouTube stalker and Lawbreaker. And so I was giving you an example. So this is what I was going to say. This is what I would say to anybody. Do not get carried away with this thing about, oh, I'm going to come round to your house. I'll be on your doorstep. Even the verbal threats on YouTube like that should be avoided at all costs. Do not get dragged into that sort of stuff, because you are putting yourself up for possible prosecution, even if it's just verbally on YouTube. The crackdown is immense. And as I say, just rewinding back slightly, I expect that probably on this corner or community of YouTube, within the next 6 to 8 weeks, I expect there'll be a couple of people, at least a couple of people will be dragged kicking and screaming to the big house after they've been prosecuted by the judge and made to pay for crimes of cyber crimes. That's what it all comes under now. It all comes under cyber crimes now. And it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility and in all probability at the moment that in Google, especially with this corner of YouTube, that the cybercrime unit, probably 1 or 2 people on shifts, have been seconded to monitor this YouTube corner or community. They'll be monitoring this corner on community due to the behaviours that have been going on. I mean, let's face it, you don't have to be a legal ego to realise that some people have lost all sense of reality and they think they can say and do what they like on YouTube. Well, I'm afraid to say you are going to be in for a big shock. The laws have changed. They've changed a while ago, and things are just really, really tightening up and kicking in. And there could even be some retrospective charges if there was any serious crimes committed. I'm talking about the YouTube stalking and law breaking. YouTube stalking and law breaking. That's what we're talking about here. Like, so there you have it. Anybody that has got a YouTube channel, it's not even worth your while saying put up banners and I don't want porn bombing on it here. It's just been clarified today. But that guy getting 66 weeks. Yeah, 66 weeks in prison. He'll do half of it, and then he will be 15 years on a special sexual offenders list. Right? This is the first one in England and Wales. He got it for flashing on social media platforms. Yeah. So what you've got to think is anybody that now does any type of porn bombing or whatever, that is a criminal offence. So you don't even have to worry about YouTube. You say to YouTube, by the way, keep this stuff. I'm going round to my local police station. I've done it. I'm on a live stream. I've let somebody jump on here, and they have committed a criminal offence, a sexual offender's criminal offence by porn bombing. And I want you to investigate this crime. If somebody does that, it's a crime. So you don't have to worry about, I'm going to put banners up and, I'm going to get porn bombed. If somebody commits a sexual offender crime, you have a duty as a citizen to go to your local police station and report a crime of a sexual offender has carried out on your channel by porn bombing you. Don't mess about and all that. And don't buy into this stuff on this YouTube community corner, this subculture of failed wannabe gangsters. In my book, petty criminals, like the majority of them. Oh, grassing, you can't grass up. Let me tell you something new, yeah? Wake up and smell the coffee. Most people are normal, bona fide citizens that go about their daily life and are not involved in all that sort of crime, etc. And it is the duty of the citizens to report crimes. It is the duty of the citizens to report crimes. Yes, yes, indeed, it is. So there you have it. It's on the way. What I'm going to do is, I don't know if I've already mentioned this. Let me just have a drink of coffee. Let me just say hello to a few people in the chat in a sec. All right, let me see if I can see it. I'm just going to say hello to a few people in the chat. Let me wind this back a bit. All right. Good evening to Conan. Good evening to you. Hope all is well. Good evening to the fantastic, wonderful Cindy. Check out the Cindy channel. It is one of the most popular channels on this corner community of YouTube. Fantastic music and all that. Well done, Cindy. Yeah. Good evening to Batfink. Hope you're well. Good evening to David Williams. David Williams. He's got the green, white, and gold. I think he's a Celtic supporter, so he gets big kudos. Big kudos to David Williams for that. Good evening to the Stevie Boy Billings from the wonderful city of Dublin in the Emerald Isle. We've got the Irish connection there. Did I say good evening to the Batfink? Yes, good evening. Good evening to Martha. Hope you're doing well, Martha. Hope everything is hunky-dory, darling. Yep, well done, Martha. Good afternoon to Charlotte. I like that name, Charlotte. Very, very nice name, Charlotte. Yes. Good evening to Chris M. Yeah, Chris is all right. Good evening to the fact notification. Speaks of facts, sticks to the facts as a matter of fact. You can't argue with the facts. Facts notification. Good evening to you. Good evening to Karina. Hope you're well, darling. Hope life is treating you good. Good evening to the super duper, almost super duperest mods, the wonderful, tremendous, fantastic, terrific, absolutely fabulous, gorgeous, beautiful Peggy. Good evening to you. Sorry, I couldn't help laughing there. Yeah, that was a little bit of a introduction. So good evening to all the people. So as I say, what I'm going to do on another live, I'm going to come back with the the sort of various tariffs that if any of these offenders, YouTube stalkers and lawbreakers go before the courts, and they get found guilty of offences, then I will on the next live, I'm going to come back with a list of the tariffs. So for each type of like cyber online offence, I will give you a rough guide if you are one of these potential offenders of the kind of sentence you will get. You will get if you are guilty of such offences. So this one will really shake you up. It will shake you up. Yes, it will shake you up. And as a matter of fact, we say that you have to be aware that if you are now out there and you are one of these people who carry out palm bombing, it is on a par with that guy that got the 66 weeks today, the first person to be prosecuted. And he got 66 weeks, 33 he will do, 33 with a license and tagged probably, and 15 years on a sexual offenders list, some sort of sexual offenders list. And he is the first one to be prosecuted today. And there will be more to follow. Now, if anybody, as I say, I know I'm just repeating myself, but I think we should get that out there. If anybody has a channel, don't worry about doing this thing about, I'm going to put a banner up in case I get palm bombed. If anybody palm bombs you, it is a criminal offence. All you have to do is, you let Google know, let them know, but that is not the end of it. You have a duty as a citizen a citizen that you have witnessed a criminal offence, and it's even worse, it is a sexual criminal offence, yeah, a sexual offender offence. If somebody palm bombs, yeah, they have committed a sexual crime, and you have your duty of care and duty as a citizen to go to your local police station and report that crime and get the cyber police involved. They will find out who it is. Yes, I know I might be repeating myself, but they will find out who it is. Don't worry about VPNs, false accounts. They will get on the case and they will track them down. They will track them down. They will track them down. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just another thing. Just another little thing I may add. I had problems. Yeah, I had problems. Yeah, with a couple of how can I put it? I'll try and keep this diplomatically. A couple of people that have got like mental health conditions. You know, like mental obsessive mental health condition. Yeah, obsessive mental health condition. But I had two people who were sort of, I would say, stalking and law breaking against myself. And I think that they may be up to something, because it's all to do with my phone number. One of the two gave it to the other one, and I was receiving all silent calls, and I did hear some calls with a voice, trying to be like a threatening voice and all that. And I had to get this special system set up. I had to pay a few quid actually, but it's a system, private company thing. And what happened is, when I was getting the calls come through like that, them type of calls, the silent calls and that threatening calls, they then forwarded that stuff to the police. The police, and the police investigated it. Well, I think I may have had some fresh type of calls, because I've had a couple of calls, right? And I've checked it out, and these calls are coming from a voice. Hang on, what is it? Voice internet. VoIP. Oh yeah, voice operated internet provider. Right, so somebody is using a phoning up and going through a computer system, like a computer system, so that they're masking their numbers, where their original numbers, or the numbers that they're phoning from. Yeah, and they're trying to think that they can do that. They can do that, and they are untracked. Well, I'm sorry to say, you have made a big mistake. You have made a big mistake. Yeah, that voice internet. Yeah. Voice internet. Provider. I forget the actual terminology for it, but basically, what it is the police can still track you down. So if you have resurrected thinking, oh yeah, we're going to start up again. Well, your boy here is very, very cool and calm and collected. Very cool, calm and collected, yes. I think what we're going to be talking about with these two people, with the obsessive mental health conditions, that they won't be able to use that when they go to court. If they go to court, if it is found that it is them, and they are found, investigated and found guilty, well, before they get found guilty, if they start crying to the judge, oh, it's my mental health. Oh, no. I do not think that will be suffice. I think you will find that you will pay the price with a lengthy prison sentence. Yes, a lengthy prison sentence for YouTube stalking and law breaking. Yes, the YouTube stalking and law breaking, you will pay the big price. And that little maneuver, yeah, the voice internet, I forget the other thing, provider. Oh, VIOP, voice, internet, I think voice, internet. I don't know, I can't remember what the O started for. The O stood for. VIOP. Yes, using that computer system, yeah, trying to mask the number where it is coming from. It has been sussed. It has been sussed. The people who are dealing with my case, yeah, the people who deal with my case have cracked it. They have cracked it, yeah, and they are on the trail. They are on the trail, like they are on the trail. That's why I am cool, calm, and collected at the moment. Very, very cool, calm, and collected. So much so that I'm going to have a drink of coffee. Hang on. Remember, listen, let me tell you something, people out there. If you are getting stalked, yes, YouTube stalk, if you're a recipient of YouTube stalking and law breaking, remember, you are the person who is the offence is against. You are not the offender. So you are the person who should be cool, calm, and collected, and let the relevant authorities do their investigations on your behalf. Yes, because you're not doing anything wrong. You are reporting crimes, whether the crimes are against you or others. As the example I gave about the porn bombing. If porn bombing happens on this channel, I am straight round to the local police station to report a crime. Yes, a crime committed by a sexual offender who porn bombed on the channel. If it actually happened, they must be aware that they will be getting reported to the police. Yes, to the boys in blue. That's what you pay your taxis for. Did you not know that? That is what you pay your taxis for, and you are entitled to be protected by the boys in blue. Yeah, the boys in blue. Yes, that is what you are entitled to be protected. As I say, I think we will. Yeah, as I say, in 6 to 8 weeks' time, maximum. I do have a feeling. Have a feeling would be the right word, that due to the excessive YouTube stalking and law breaking on this corner of YouTube, that a couple of people at least will be dragged off to the big house. Yeah, the big house to serve a prison sentence for crimes, probably coming under the category of YouTube stalking and law breaking. Especially people who have taken it upon themselves to carry out this crime is a very, very serious crime, by the way. I'm just giving you a generalized point across the board about this crime. This is a crime of when people threaten to doorstep people. Yeah, you know, threaten to doorstep people. Like, that is one crime, but it is just a verbal crime back and forth on YouTube. But when they actually carry out an act of doorstepping, that is another level. That is a level whereby, if found guilty by the courts, yeah, of actually going to somebody's house or property, outside of it, you know, outside the door or in the garden or outside a block of flats or wherever it may be in the vicinity, then they will receive, no doubt, from the judge, a lengthy prison sentence. Yeah, a lengthy prison sentence. Good evening to the Tony Macaroni. Good evening to you, sir. Yes, so as I say, they can expect, pardon me, they can expect a lengthy prison sentence for actually doorstepping in reality. So this is what I'm saying to people: do not get carried away with thinking that you can say and do what you like on a social media platform. Actually, verbally, because verbally you can still be done for certain cyber crimes, like threatening and harassment. But you actually take it one step further and actually turn up at somebody's door or outside their door in the garden, outside a block of flats or whatever, having previously made threats to do such an act, and to actually follow through with the act, you can find that you will be found guilty. You will be found guilty through the various investigations of police. For example, as I said previously, in case anybody missed it, I'll just run through it. Somebody says online to somebody else, I'm going to come and doorstep you. I'm going to come and this, that, the other, right? They then actually take the verbal threat from YouTube and put it into reality and travel to a destination. So they go from their destination, which is A, to destination B. We'll just get hypothetical. Destination B is 100 miles away, right? I've just picked this figure out there. They go to destination B and they are outside the person's house, flat, accommodation, dwelling, whatever you want to call it, and they have carried out what they said verbally into a action, yeah. Then they do whatever they do and they disappear, and the person rings up the police and says that somebody made a threat to me on YouTube, and they have actually came outside of my flat, dwelling, house, accommodation, and he came out there, and I am reporting it. I am reporting this crime. I felt frightened or threatened or whatever, and they say, well, who was it? They will say, well, it was this channel or another. They will, don't know what channel it was, like whatever channel it was. The police will say, we will investigate. Like the first thing they do, the police investigation, they will say, I am going to go to the various neighbours and we are going to check for, has anybody got doorbell, door ring? Is it door ring or something? Door ring cameras or ringtone cameras or some sort of doorbell camera. Yeah, I think loads of people have got these doorbell cameras or something. And they go, if you got a doorbell ring camera with video stuff on it to the neighbours? Oh yeah, I've got one, says next door neighbour. Excuse me, could you just check the footage about such and such a time and tell me if you can see anything on there? And they go, lo and behold, we've got a couple of people, 2 or 3 people or whatever out here, yeah, they're outside the door, yeah, we've got footage. Oh, okay. Any other footage? Oh, we can see them from another neighbours, got one of them across the road. We can see they have went to a car. It's just a hypothetical car. I'll just make a car up, yeah. We'll just call it the car, right? They went into the car. I'll give the car a colour. What colour of the car will I give it? They went into the purple car, yeah, the purple car. These 3 people went into a purple car and drove off. Okay, what's the next thing? They have a look at the CCTV of the roads. You know, the dual carriageway or whatever it was. They've clocked the car and they say, oh yes, zero in on the registration number plate. They get into that and then they go, oh yeah, we've got that. I've got the registration number plate. Yes, stick it through the thing called APR or NPR. Apologies if this is the right thing, because I don't know the exact terminology, but they've got a system whereby if you put in the registration number of the car, they can get the details, like this car belongs to, Joe Blogs at such and such an address or whatever. So then they have got the details of whose car it was and who it belongs to, and where the person lives. The next thing you can expect the person is to receive a knock on the door. They receive a knock on the door from the investigating officers. Yeah, you know, the police. They say, look, you made a threat on YouTube. I didn't make a threat on YouTube. Listen, I'm just doing this role play here. We are investigating an incident and you made a threat on YouTube. I didn't make a threat on YouTube. Yes, I have the information here that you are Mr. Joe Blogs. Ah, that's me, I'm Joe Blogs. And such a date, I have filmed off YouTube. I have got video footage of you making a threat to a complainant. That was just a wee bit of banter. Oh, no, that was not banter. That was not banter at all, because, and I will tell you why, we're going to ask you a few more questions, Mr. Blogs. Yes, have you got a car? I've got a car, What colour is your car? My car's purple. Okay, you got a purple car. Does it happen to have this registration number? Blah, 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 blah. Aye, that's my registration number. Yeah, are you still with me here, people in the chat? Are you still with me here, yeah? Let's see if we're still with me in the chat in a minute. Yeah, let's have a sip of coffee and I'll finish the rest of this investigation thing. Let's see if there's anybody there. I hope I've no fell asleep. Let me see. Are you still there, Peter? Is everybody still awake? You still awake? I'll wait and see if I can hear something for the chat. Just having a drink of coffee there. Are you still with me? All right, no bother, Peggy, so I can carry on. At least I know that people can hear me. People might be doing other things and listening to me. So anyway, let's get back to the investigation, yeah? So you're talking to Joe Blogs. The police are talking to Joe Blogs. Yes, they've ascertained that he's got a purple car. First of all, they've ascertained that they've got video footage of him making the intended threat to visit the complainant's house. Secondly, from the doorbell footage of the car, they have ascertained that it is a purple car, and they tracked it going on the motorway, and they zeroed in and got the APR or NPR or whatever you call it. They got a photograph of a number plate. From the number plate, they ascertained the owner of the vehicle, and they went round to him, who we are talking at them about at the moment. And they have said to him, yeah, this is, I will just recap that. Knock. Yes, can I help you? Are you Joe Blogs? I'm Joe Blogs. Have you got a purple car? I've got a purple car, aye. Is your purple car registration blah, 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 blah? Aye, my purple car. My purple car's registration is blah, 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 blah. Do you want me just to plead guilty? No, you cannot plead guilty before I investigate the case. You cannot plead guilty. I've not even done my investigation and you're blooming. What are you doing? You're pleading guilty too quick. You're pleading guilty too quick. No, I'm going to put it to you, Mr. Blogs, that due to the camera footage we have got, due to the video footage from YouTube, where you made threats that you were going to go to a complainant's address and doorstep them, we have ascertained that somebody did go to the complainant's address and doorstep them. And we have reason to believe, due to the evidence that we have amassed, that it indeed was you. And the reason we put it to you is you've got a purple car. It was a purple car that turned up at the complainant's address, and the purple car was tracked. And we have footage of three people who came out of the purple car and then got into the purple car that drove away. And we got footage of the purple car entering onto the dual carriageway motorway, and our CCTV cameras, NPR, APR system looked at the registration number, and it is your registration number. Subsequently, we found that your purple car travelled from your address 100 miles to the complainant's address after you had threatened to go to the complainant's address. We are building the case against you. We have built the case against you, and we are putting to you, Mr. Joe Blogs, that you indeed made the journey from your location A. Aye, my location A. to location B. I didn't go to location B. No, Mr. Blogs, the evidence is overwhelming. The evidence is overwhelming. Would you like access to a solicitor? A brief? I would indeed. And there's no good Mr. Blogs doing this thing called no comment. That will not help your case in the slightest. Actually, that will make you more guilty. That will make you more guilty if you give us a no comment malarkey. We don't like that when you do no comment, Mr. Blogs. We do not like that at all. So basically, there you have it. Yeah. Furthermore, yeah, during the investigation, the officer talking to Mr. Blogs. Now, we went through all these various stages there. We've ascertained that you have a purple car. Sorry, we'll go do it in order. You made threats on YouTube to go to somebody's address to doorstep them. Yeah? A purple car was seen arriving outside the person's address to doorstep them. 3 people got out of the purple car to doorstep them. 3 people left in the purple car after doorstepping them. Yeah. The car entered the dual carriageway motorway where the camera zoomed in the purple car and ascertained the number plate. The number plate was put through the APR system or NPR, whatever it's called, and it gave the details of the car owner, who is you, Mr. Blogs. Yes. And that is what we have got today. Now, furthermore, Mr. Blogs, I have just questioned you there, Mr. Blogs, and you are denying that it was you, but I have got very, very bad news for you, Mr. Blogs. Have you got a smartphone, a cell phone, as you call it in America? We want to know your number and give us your phone while we're here. Give us your devices. All right, there, I'll give you them. All right. Now, if you think you can pull a trick, Mr. Blogs, by saying that you didn't take your devices and you have burner phones, we have found the burner phones when we have searched your house. We now have your devices, and we now have your other devices, which are the burner phones. Now, from them, we ascertain that you were indeed 100 miles away at location B, because from one of these devices, we have done triangulation. And it's no good, Mr. Blog, saying that you had a ping app to mask your tracking. We have cracked that, and we have ascertained that you indeed were 100 miles at the destination B. You were there. So we have a case. We have a case, Mr. Blogs. What do you think of that so far, Mr. Blogs? I'm no happy. I'm no happy at all. So you see the way it goes. This was me just giving you a scenario, yeah. Yes, people, that was me giving you a scenario, right? Like, the cyber police are on the case and they are on the ball. They are on the ball. They're all clued up and they are, yeah, you can't kid them on. You can't kid them on, not at all. So basically, I predict, yes, the next 6 to 8 weeks, there's going to be at least a couple of people from this YouTube community corner dragged and screaming to the big house. But getting back to that thing I was saying, like, to people, do not get carried away about this thing about making verbal threats to doorstep people, because even that can be classified as an offence, you know, like doorstepping. Even the verbal saying, "Oh, I'll come round and doorstep you," it's all changed. Everything is all changed. There's no, how can I put it? The only way, the best way I could put this really to you, you know, the best way is, do not think that in your mind, you know, your mindset, when you're getting on YouTube arguments or whatever, don't get carried away that you think that you can do and say anything on YouTube. It's not the real world. You're just sitting in your house or you've got your phone or whatever. You might even have had a few drinks, you know, like a few alcoholic beverages. You might even have had, I don't know, some people take other substances, you know, like other stuff or whatever, which may sort of cloud your mind, but this is what I'm going to get through to you. It's very, very important to remember that this social media platform, YouTube, and other platforms as well, like, yeah, that you cannot just say things, do and say what you like, you can't. It's like you have to stick by the laws and norms of civil society and law and order. You can't, you know, you just can't say and do what you like on social media platforms. The law applies. Civil society's norms and laws applies. So just getting back, just winding this up and going to go. What I'm going to do is next, with the next live, I'm going to get a list of the tariffs, you know, for the various cyber crimes. When I say cyber crimes, I mean YouTube stalking and law breaking. Yes, the sort of tariffs for the different types of offences. What you could probably, that if you were to actually carry out a criminal offence and take part in law breaking, especially YouTube stalking, yeah, then you will receive a criminal charge in the courts. You will have to go before the judge, and the judge will give you harsh, very, very harsh sentences. I'm going to get a list of the types of tariffs, you know, for the times you will receive. When I say you, I'm not talking about you would actually be doing that. This is a general term that people who would engage in the law breaking will receive the sentences. They will receive the sentences of the court. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stick the link out, and I'm going to see if anybody wants to jump on for 5 minutes or something. We will do that. We might even see if we get, you know, one of these sexual offenders, you know, these porn bombers. They might even try to jump. As I say, I don't mess about going and putting up banners and all that. Anybody does that porn bombing, yeah, or whatever, yeah, that is a criminal offence, and it's actually a sexual offender's criminal offence, I would have to go straight round to the police station and report it. I would have to report it. So let me see if I put the link out, yeah? Let me see if I put the link out. I'm just copying the link, yeah? So I'm no interested in, what do you call it, seeing people in the back studio because of porn bombing. All I can do is a citizen, you know, as a law-abiding citizen, I just come on YouTube, I'll put the link out. If somebody wants to do a criminal offence, they will be reported to the police, and it will be followed through. It will be followed through with an investigation. Hang on, let me get the link in. I'm just putting a link in the thing. So if anybody wants to jump on for a couple of minutes for a chat with me, because I've went through this, I think I've been very, very smooth with this, delivering the informations. Yeah, all I can do is speak on behalf of law and order. You know, law and order. You know, civil society and law and order. It's a new ball game. It's a new ball game. All these people knew, like, they want to do that porn bombing. That is straight to the old bill, to the police station, and it is a crime is getting reported with a crime reference number. They will go through VPNs and everything. They will track it down. They will track it down 100%. Oh yes, Karina, yes, malicious communications, threats to kill, etc. Yeah. Well, it's a new ball game now. Anybody wants to do the serious porn bombing on YouTube, forget about like deleting lives and Google. Oh, Google might think me my account. You send Google a message, you go that live, somebody put porn on it. That is a criminal offence, a sexual offender criminal offence, and I am going to the police station to report the crime. Keep the live. You might take it down, keep it there, because the police are going to be contacting you to get the information, like the account number, etc., to track down the sexual offender with a view to take them to court for a criminal prosecution. Yes, don't forget, we are law-abiding citizens. We are law-abiding citizens. Don't buy into this thing as well, people. You know this thing about this subculture. You know this subculture on this YouTube corner, or whatever you want to call it, corner community, about, oh, don't go grassing, you are grass. Let me tell you something. If somebody commits a criminal offence, especially this criminal offence of porn bombing, which is a actual, well, it's a criminal offence, as demonstrated by that guy getting it today, the first sentence in England and Wales. 66 weeks, 33 he will do, and 33 he will be on tag and licence, and 15 years on his sexual offenders list for him. Or anybody else wants to do porn bombing or whatever, yeah, they do it, and they will be getting reported to the police station. Forget about YouTube. They'll keep the stuff. They'll be notified as well. But you have a duty to go to your police station and say, I have been a recipient of a criminal offence. Somebody porn bombed my channel with sexual, you know, like sexual porn bombing, and they have committed a crime. I want you to investigate it. They will investigate it, and they will bring the weight and might of law and order down upon them. So don't buy into this subculture thing about this cornering community or YouTube. But, oh, you can't grassing up. You have a duty as a citizen. If you see a sexual offender commit a crime on your channel by porn bombing you, to go to your local police station and call for the might of the law to be brought down upon them. Yeah, brought down upon them. Okay, people, I think I'm going to go now in a minute. No, see, none of them came on, you know, like these wannabe palm bombers. I stuck the link out there because I would be straight into the police station if they'd done it, and I would be reporting a criminal offence. Yes, I would indeed. See how it works now. Like, you won't get anybody. If anybody does a palm bombing in this community or corner of YouTube or whatever you call it, they have got to be crazy, because they're going to be. Well, I don't know. Look, it's up to the person who's got the channel, but they should be straight into the police station and reporting it as a crime and getting a crime reference number, because they've just had a sexual offender commit a sexual crime on their channel by porn bombing it. Yeah, that is the way. This is the new norm. Law and order, civil society, law and order. Yeah, we have to make sure that we live in a good society. We're a good society, so you've got a duty. You've got a duty there. Any channels out there, if you get porn bombed or whatever you want to call it, you have to go to your local police station and report that as a crime committed by a sexual offender, and it is a sexual offender crime, and it has to be investigated and prosecuted by the police, and they will do it. They will carry out their duties. All right, people, I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to get back and do another live when I come back with the tariffs. You know, the tariffs for the various crimes regarding YouTube harassment and law breaking. YouTube harassment and law breaking. I'm going to get back on the next live with a list of the various tariffs for the amount of time that you can get. When I just generalize that people can get, the criminals will get, if they do stalking and law breaking on YouTube, on social media platforms. I'll show you the sort of tariffs, the amount of times they will get in the big house, the prison. This is what they will be facing. So anyway, I'm going to go now. I'm winding it up. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for those who were patient when I accidentally had a load of technical hitches, you know, with the first live, but we managed to sort it out. So thank you very much, and I'll just say good night to a few people. Good night to Tony Macaroni. Good night to Karina. Good night to Vanda. Good night to 420. Good night to him. 420. 420. Yeah, you know, 420. 420. Good night to Peggy. Yeah, everybody have a great evening. Yeah. Dr. Bong, I never see them. Sorry to anybody I've missed in the chat. Chris M, Fact Notification, Batfink, Nilo. If there's anybody I've missed, good night to you anyway, and I'll catch you up on the next live, yeah? But thank you very much. Have a great evening. Be lucky and stay blessed. My people, bye for now.